Hello and welcome to the Cellar. So in this video there will be a bit of chaos. I've been working on several projects since the last video and I will show you a bit of all of them, and I fear it can be a bit disjointed, so bear with me on this one. So the first thing on the agenda is the brick bench I did the other time. So I wanted to varnish it to seal the bricks because of the chimney smell coming from the bricks, and also to protect the bricks and protect when we are sitting on the bench from the brick pigments. I put some coats of stone varnish, something that seemed really suited for the task. Unfortunately, I don't know why it didn't go well. It took very long time to dry. There was some varnish getting uncured again. Yeah, it was very strange. And also there are some discoloration where some of the brick pigments kind of suspended in the varnish and diffused around the lime joints, which makes them a bit orangey. I think it's dry now, and it's been several weeks now. Aesthetically, it's not pleasing, and the smell is still here. I still can smell the chimney. I'm sat on the bench right now, and it's really strong. And yeah, so in the end, I'm really not happy with the result, and I think I will tear it down, or maybe try to put another coat of something. Something I rant about is, in France at least, those products do not advertise what the main ingredient is, the active ingredient. So I don't know if it's acrylic, polyurethane, or epoxy or something else. I don't know. It's not printed on the label. So I really can't know what went wrong with that. I took a chance in the DIY store because it was such a small area, so I didn't want to try and find more professional grade products. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. So next part I did was a wall in the cellar. Big surprise, repainted a new area of the cellar, which we'll see the montage right now. It took me quite a bit of time, and at first I didn't understand it, but then I realized that it was because it had so many small stones and bricks, so there are many more joints than the other walls I did before. And yeah, the wall was really slathered with mortar, and then on top of that dirt and grime, and it was kind of fun to rediscover the wall like every time, but this one particularly was difficult to read before. And yeah, in the end, I think the results are pretty good. So the next part is a bit of a departure from the cellar, just working above in the entrance. So we had those drywall ceiling and wall on the side of the corridor that we wanted to remove. First, to gain some space, because we knew we had some space behind. Just to put our stuff in the entrance, like scooters and maybe a bike at some point, if we gain enough space. And also, for the cellar, I wanted to have access to the rafters to hang an electric hoist just on top of the trap door in front of the main door. just to be able to bring stuff in and out of the cellar much more easily. So I had an anonymous woodworker friend help me with the demolition, which was really nice. With his help, we did all the work in a day. It was quite efficient, and there are still a bit of drywall to remove, which I will do at some point. And we found that behind the drywall, from the ceiling to the wall waist high, it's covered with plaster lath. So it's a lattice chestnut branches that are slit in two with plaster. And also, when we remove the drywall, we found a trough behind the drywall because the concrete slab floor was poured with the drywall on, I guess. So there was this ditch on the side. So with the help of another friend, we poured some 360 kilos of high-strength concrete in this ditch. It was the first time I worked with concrete, so in some areas it's nice, and we won't show you the other one. But yeah, some progress in some stuff, not really with a big payoff, I'm afraid. But I was thinking that if I were to wait for this project to be finished, it could be months or maybe a year. So yeah, I think it's better to show you the in-progress stuff, even though it's not as satisfying. So behind the drywall, we were disappointed also to find the main water pipe in the way, so that's something we'll have to move also at some point. So let's look at all that in a bit more detail. So here we have the uncovered portion with the columns, and then going to the beams, and the ceiling with the plaster lace, the walls with the plaster lace, and even the beams here have been covered with this stuff, which is a nightmare to remove. It makes so much dust, really fine dust, which is quite annoying. So the bottom of the wall, and I think maybe behind the lace, I don't know, was covered with lime coating, with a thick coat of lime, which I will have to maybe not remove entirely, but remove the parts that are not well anymore. I also wanted to have access to these parts on which I worked on the other side. Now I will be able to repoint in here. I might make it clean. Yeah, so the main water pipe here, which we'll have to move. And we have a bit of an issue with this column, which has been a bit rotten away because there was a sink in here and some water has, I don't know, made some damage here. We have some damage also in the ceiling. And a lot of electrical issues, not necessarily issues, but peculiarities, which also we wanted to see what was behind the drywall and behind the ceiling, because it's a bit of a mess. Yeah, it's going everywhere, and it's not really really tidy. There was also a pipe for some stove at some point, which was still connected to the chimneys above. I tried to plug it. And yeah, so a lot of work to remove the lace. And also I want to remove a bit more of that. Especially I'd like to be able to see the door when we are coming down the stairs. I think the view here is quite nice now, without the drywall ceiling. It puts the door in a new perspective. I really like that. So I will remove everything here, try to see how it's going on here. The main issue in this place is that all that is a shop that we are renting. It came with the house. And yeah, so we'll have to remove that, but the shop is behind the stairs also. So there is a whole thing to work out in here. So I think it will take some time. I did the concrete in here because I thought it was quite urgent to do, and would be easier to remove the walls without having a ditch underneath to catch all the dirt anew. So I did my best. I am a bit, yeah, I struggle with that, with the water pipes, and I hope I did a good enough job so that any future plumber won't necessarily hate me too much. We'll see. Yeah, I took a wrong turn. I tried to wrap the pipes with some polystyrene and stuff, rather than having forms blocking the concrete. I don't know what I did that, but it's a problem for the future, so let's forget about it. So once we remove the walls, we will be able to make the pipe go behind the beams and have a bit more space in here. And we'll gain a bit more space once we remove the lace in here. Maybe enough to put a bike. I hope so. I had a bit of time to think about all the steps I still need to do to finish the cellar. So let's list some of them at least. First, I need to finish the repointing in all the cellar. No big surprise here. I anticipate that to take until the beginning of next year. I will have to clean the walls. As I said, there are a lot of dust kicking around when I'm working, so I will need to clean thoroughly all the cellar. Then whitewash some of the rocky exposed areas, and maybe whitewash the entire poop cellar, or try to find a really good product this time, something anti-saltpeter or mold. I have found some products that could work for that, so either whitewash or some kind of sealant and anti-humidity product in the poop cellar mainly. Then there will be the floor of the cellar. I have simulated quite a few solutions, PVC squares, PVC boards. I have a few issues with that. I have an area in the cellar where the level is a bit dipping. There is a small change in level, which is a bit of an issue with those kind of floor. Epoxy floor, I've looked at it also, and I think it seems a bit difficult. And I found some really strong industrial concrete paint, and I think I will go with this solution for now. So this is a discussion. If you have some idea, please share. But I think it's quite cheap, and I think it's something I can do, and can be done quickly also. Then I realized that I will have to do at some point final electrical work in the cellar. So a new secondary electrical panel for the cellar with the lights, every lines for the machine I will have at some point, everything. So that will be quite some work also to do, but I think I want to do it myself. So I'm looking right now at everything there is to know about that. After that, I will have to tackle the humidity. So I found some desiccant dehumidifier, and I think it will be a much better suited solution for the cellar, especially the poop cellar where the temperature is quite low. So right now my dehumidifier is a gas cycle one, and it doesn't really work well in low temperatures. And the desiccant one are better suited for that. I'm thinking 2 units, one in the main cellar, one in the poop cellar. And I think it will suit better my installation because with that, you don't have to dispose with water. You have to dispose with hot, humid air. So with the pipes I have here, that's something I can do. And after that, a lot of small projects like the main set of stairs for the cellar, the middle of the cellar, railings for the stone stairs and the middle of the cellar, and maybe a set of doors for the cupboards and the machine room. So with that, I think there is still a few years of content to come to the channel. Thank you for having watched this video until the end, and welcome to the new subscriber, and I'll see you in the next one.